Hey everybody, how you guys doing? This is your main man, Raheem Smith, aka the Self-Paid Prince, coming to you guys with another video. Now I know it's been a while, it's been about a month from the last time I posted a video, maybe longer. You'll have to excuse me, but all I've been doing is working, thinking, and trying to find different ways to generate money and find better ways to make money without having to do much of anything at all. And I've come across more than a few ways, as you guys can see from the last few videos that I've made in the past leading up to this moment. But I have a slightly different approach to what I'm doing as of right now. As far as I'm concerned, I went on ahead and I wrote down a few things, so I hope you don't mind if I'm looking down at some of my notes, because there are a few things that I want to try and run by you guys. That way you guys will know exactly where I'm going with this, and if you guys are interested in tagging along for the journey, as you guys should, then you guys can go on ahead and leave me some comments and let me know if you guys have any questions, concerns, you know what, and what have you. In this video, I want to talk about the several ways to try and get through a recession. Now, why do I say a recession? Because it seems like just 5 to 6 months ago, starting early March, leading up to July, which is where we are now, it seems like, June, July, we're in July. We've already had 4th of July. Everybody's already had their fun, and we're doing our thing. I wanted to try and count up the many ways that we can try to get through a recession. One of the main ways that I found that we can get through a recession is to have an open mind. Not many people are willing to do this because we're too stuck in the past. Why? We're too stuck in the past. Now, when I say stuck in the past, I don't mean we don't want to move forward and like that, because of course we're moving forward. What I'm saying is that there's nothing wrong with being old school. Now, when I say this, I'm talking about the people who have smartphones, much like myself, and only use it for certain things like video gaming or talking on the phone, or if not, selfies, whatever the case may be. These things are okay. That's what they're made for. But as far as I'm concerned, it's called a smartphone, which means that if it's not helping you make money, then that means it's not really a smartphone. That's going to sound pretty stupid coming from someone who only makes so much every single day, but I like to think of myself as an entrepreneur not because of how much money I'm trying to make or how much money I'm generating, but all the simple, authentic, and legit ways that I am doing it, if that makes any sense. Came across a proverb saying on Instagram, saying that the mind is everything. What you think, you become. And that, well, apparently was by the Buddha, which to me is pretty cool though, because the mind is where everything starts. You think about yourself as a fireman, you're going to go and try to become a fireman. You think of yourself as a cop, you're going to try and become a cop. Sorry, I was a little hesitant on that one, but the whole Black Lives Matter thing and stuff like that, it still kind of rings in my head a little bit, and I think it's kind of sad, but who cares? So first thing we need to do is get everybody into the same mindset of automatically saying, okay, keep an open mind, of course. What you think about, you become. What you think about, you attract. Okay? I live in an abundance of money, and I say this, why? Because one, I work a job, looking for a second one. I've got several business opportunities that I promote, as you guys know, and I've got more than a few broker jobs that I'm using as of right now, and I'm thinking about opening up a 4th one. But let's just stick to the main topic. The fact is, the mind is everything. What you think, therefore you become. What you think about the most and what you try to establish, you live in abundance with. Okay? Next thing to do is to cut down on any of your spending. Now, I'm not saying you could live frugally. I'm not saying become the cheapest son of a bitch on the planet. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that if there are cheaper plans out there, like cheaper cell phone plans, cheaper internet bills, if you can reduce the cost of eating out as much, if you can pack your own lunch, do that. For every cent that you can possibly save, you can go in and put that into savings, or you can put that into investments. And both are a very good idea, especially during this pandemic, especially during the global economic shutdown, which apparently we are still a part of. Though despite the fact that the stock market and the economy itself seems to be on the rise slowly, we are still talking about how the rising number of deaths due to COVID-19 is still on the rise. One minute it seems to be down and almost out, the next minute it's up on the rise, and that's mainly because people from down south, Florida specifically, are coming out and doing what they want to do, having fun, partying, acting like there's not a care in the world. I get it. Don't get me wrong, I do get it. Live your life to the fullest. But I came up with a philosophy myself. Live your life in the moment, but think for the future. Which means that everything I do right now, I want my future self to thank me in the distant future. Okay? I want my future self to thank me for what I'm doing right now. The next thing to do is to budget. Now, that might stink. Budgeting is one of the most amazing yet harder things that people don't really want to do. Why is that? Because that means you have to cut costs down. Nobody wants to live frugally. Everybody wants to be fruitful in what they do. They want to be able to spend money on whatever they want. They want to be able to spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on this. Let me ask you a question. What did you do with your stimulus check? If you spent it all on bills and stuff like that, great. Hopefully you have something left over for investment. If you spent it on BS, which I really doubt you did, because during times like this, nobody has time to spend money just willy-nilly, then you were definitely a fool. But how are you going to budget your money? Well, we have 3 categories, and I've been looking into all of them so far, and some of them seem a little less frugal, and some of them seem not nearly as necessary. But I guess it depends on where you are in your life compared to where I am in mine. Everyone's situation is completely different. 50% on the now, 30% on emergencies, and then 20% on the investments. And depending on if you have a family or not, you might want to change the numbers up a little bit. Once again, 50% on necessities, which means things that are a must-have right now. Okay? 30% on savings or want. 30% on wants, which is things that you're definitely going to want to use. And then there's the 20% on savings and investments. Hold up, did I say that right? I think I said that right. 50% on necessities and wants. Okay? 30% on savings, which is the now. Should you need something for an emergency, 30% on for the now, and then there's the 20% for investments. Now, if you're a single guy like myself, differentiate from those. Okay, if you are a single guy like myself, then you might want to change up the numbers. You might want to put down 40% or 30% for necessities, because as a single guy, you don't need much. You might want to do 40 to 50% for savings, and then you might want to do 20 or 30%, if not just a little bit more, on investments. Those 3 categories: the wants, the savings, and then there's the investments. There's your 3-way trinity right there. Just letting you know right off the bat. Don't forget about the emergency fund. Now, I did say savings, but technically savings and emergency fund are the exact same thing. You definitely want 3 to 6 months saved up for emergencies no matter what. Definitely. Now, why do I say this? Because you never know what life is going to hit you with. There's too many people who are out there who have lost their job already. Not too long ago I got an earful from one of my managers about where I was, where I wasn't, if I was goofing off, whatever the case may be. I'm the kind of person who will do what he has to do and then move on to another area and then do what he has to do. I don't stay in one place for too long. And if I am, it's because I'm checking my phone to make sure that my investments, my savings, and everything else that's important is right on par. Though without distractions, it's not that easy, I promise you. It also doesn't help depending on what company you keep. Number 4, and I'm only saying number 4 because I didn't go 1, 2, 3, 4. But number 4, paying off debt. If you have any debts right now, it's holding you back. I would know this because I have debts myself. I'm in the middle of trying to pay some of that stuff off, and it's not going to take too much longer, so I'm not really too worried about it. But pay off your debt as fast as possible. The faster you pay off your debt, the more doors in this world will be open to you. There's no doubt about that. There's also a thing called debt relief, which I just found out about, which means that you can find an agency to help you pay off your debt that much quicker, if not dispute the problem, that way you don't have to pay it off at all. If that makes any sense, if what I'm saying makes any sense to you, smash that like button, hit that notification bell, and leave me a comment letting me know that everything I'm saying makes sense to you. If you haven't thought about doing this before, hopefully watching this video will wake you up a little bit more and get you to try and do this stuff right now. And then on top of that, when it comes to savings, now I did talk about savings, which was 30%. The best thing you can do when it comes to your savings is to not put all of your money into a regular savings account. Why? Because the savings, the return on savings, the interest on savings suck. 0.01, 0.02, 0.03, 0.04, 0.05, 0.0, whatever the case may be, that's nothing. That is pennies on the dollar throughout the month, or if not throughout the year. You're going to want more than that. So do your due diligence. Do your due diligence when it comes to this. High interest savings are the best things for right now. Find yourself a high savings bank account that you can use where you don't have to touch it and it'll gain interest over time. Okay? Another thing to do is add new skills. Find something else that you want to do. Find something else that you can add to your repertoire. Jobs are laying people off left and right, and the more valuable you are to them, the more they're going to want to keep you around. The more stuff you know how to do, the more they're going to want to keep you around. The more you probably end up getting a pay raise or whatever the case too. All right. And on top of that, number 8, try starting a side hustle. Like I do, I have more than a few. Some of them that will pay me without me doing a thing. All I gotta do is throw a little bit of money into it, and like I said before, I can get my returns throughout the end of the month. Right now, I got plenty of broker jobs right now that are paying me piece by piece, little by little, and all I'm doing is doing my job, recording videos, talking to people, and referring them to these broker jobs. All right, but just for the record, what you're gonna want to try and do is make sure that every single thing you do is on point when it comes to your side hustles. Okay? Adding new skills to your resume and then adding a side hustle. That way you have something else going for you besides your job. Because your job is not going to be enough. 1 job, 2 jobs, that's good. But you're definitely going to want a side hustle. Something that's going to keep putting money in your pocket when you're not on the clock. Make sure that when you're on the clock, you're making money. But make sure when you're not on the clock, you're still making money. Okay? As far as I'm concerned, when I'm on the clock, I'm making money 2 ways. When I'm off the clock, I'm making money 1 way. Either way works. It does not matter. Number 9, or is this number 10? Keep networking. Now, back in number 9, I did say to try and talk to people, get referrals, etc. Get to networking. Okay, talk to people. Find out who they are. Find out what they're all about. Find out what their problems are. Find out if there's a way financially that you can help them increase their value, increase their worth. That way they have less to worry about. If you can do that, I promise you they're going to love you for the rest of your life. They're going to remember you. They're probably going to remember you to a few other people that they know. Okay? Definitely. The more networking you do, the more outgoing you are, the more open-minded you are, like I said before, the better off you are. Okay? And just for the record, pause. There are some people out there on social media that say I'm not a leader. And when I say this, I'm referring to somebody close to me. You don't have to be a leader to make money. You really don't. You just have to have an open mind, the guts to do what you got to do, and the guts to never give up, and the guts to be persistent and consistent no matter what. I said persistent and then consistent. You do things persistently, which means you keep on going, you keep on pushing, and consistently means you keep on practicing until it becomes second nature. Just that simple. All right? Now, this is probably the biggest thing, but this is number 11. Keep your CV updated. Now, I think CVD means like your resume. Keep your resume updated. Keep adding new skills. Keep adding new jobs, whatever the case is. Show this to your people. Show this to your managers, whatever the case may be. And keep on doing what you know how to do. Number 12 is change your living situation. If you're living in a house and you're splitting bills, whatever the case is, that's great. If you have a big house, you might want to switch, and you're the only one in it, you might want to downgrade a little bit. The cheaper the apartment, the cheaper the motel, the cheaper the house you can get, the cheaper the rent you can get, the better. And if you can barely do that, find a roommate or two that you know is responsible enough with their money, has their mind right. That way you can make money, that way you can save money together. And hopefully that they have an open mind like yourself. That way you can get business opportunities and talk to them between each other and do business between each other. If you can do that, you're in the clear. All right. And then there is 13. Keep on investing. Now, I've said this before in the past few videos, and I mentioned this a little while ago. But the best thing to do is to keep on investing. Okay? You want to invest in whether it's a business or whether it's in stocks, bonds, ETFs, CDs, I don't care what it is, keep on investing. And if you're looking for a good place to invest, I got a few brokerage apps, Acorns, M1 Finance, and then there's Robinhood. Robinhood happens to be my favorite, but I have all three of those brokerage apps to where you can tap into the stock market absolutely free and get free stocks absolutely free. And for some of them, you'll be able to put, if you throw down a little bit of money, minimum amount, $100, you can get 2 free stocks instead of 1. To break it down, sign up for Acorns, absolutely free. You'll end up with $5, absolutely free. And with Acorns, you can invest without even thinking about it, just by adding any one of your debit cards to the Acorns app, and you can start investing through roundups. M1 Finance, that one's a free app, period. Go on ahead, start up your own pie chart, look for all the dividends companies, and start investing. Start getting those returns. My favorite happens to be Robinhood. You go in there, you sign up, absolutely free. You get your first free stock on them. You get a free stock, and so do I. I've already got all three. I have all three brokerage apps down below this video. You can go on ahead and download all three of them by clicking the links below them and get started in investing. All three of them are free. I believe only one of them requires only $100 for you to get your second free stock. You sign up for M1 Finance, you get one free stock. Put $100 down, you'll end up with your second. Just that simple. But keep investing no matter what, no matter how little, no matter how much. And then there's 15, or is it? No, it's 14. Always remember to diversify your stock portfolio if you are interested in investing for the long term, and if you're interested in investing in dividends. I myself am interested in investing in dividends, so I have stocks. I have multiple shares in multiple companies throughout each one of my brokerage apps. So keep a diverse portfolio. That way, should one company fall, you don't feel it. Don't put all of your eggs in one basket, which means don't put all of your money in one account. Filter out your money. Spread your money out. Put them in as many brokerage apps as you feel comfortable with, and in as many high yield savings apps, bank accounts as possible. Okay. And last but not least, like I said this before, 15, invest for the long term. If you're investing for the long term, you can't go wrong. Don't forget to invest no matter how much fun you say you want to have. Stay away from people who want to spend money almost every single day and don't think about investing themselves. Trust me, your future self is going to love you in the long run. Your future self is going to love you in the long run because you're going to have more money in the future than you know what to do with. But then again, what you're going to do with all that money, besides maybe spend it on your own living situation, reinvesting it, doubling it up, and of course, using compound interest to your advantage. That way, you come out the winner. If you know any of your friends that speak like this or are investing like this, like I said, click the smash that like button and leave me a comment below. I look forward to hearing all of your I look forward to hearing what you have to say about this video. I look forward to all the questions you have to all the questions that you have to ask, and I look forward to you signing up. And if you sign up under me through any of the brokerage apps, any of the free opportunity apps at all, period, I'll go in and I'll send you a shout out. I don't mind sending you a shout out, and I don't mind talking to you directly. That's all I have to say about this video. I wanted to keep it short, sweet, and to the point. Not too long, but we're almost at 20 minutes. But this was information I need to try and get into. And for each point, I had a little bit of extra I wanted to throw into it. So you guys have a great day. Have a great night. Depending on when you're seeing this, happy July. Hopefully you guys are staying safe. Hopefully you guys are staying clean and healthy. Hopefully you guys are hopefully you guys are still employed, and hopefully with all the cash you're getting from your jobs, unemployment, and the stimulus checks from the government and the feds, that you're able to pay off all your keep yourself afloat, pay off your debt if needed, and invest for the long term. That way, should this recession keep going, or should another pandemic come up in the future, you don't feel it the way that everybody else will feel it. Okay? Think like the minority, not the majority. Okay? No doubt. Live for the moment, think for the future. You guys have a great day and a great night depending on when you're seeing this. Love, peace, namaste.